Have you ever felt like you're constantly pushing, striving, and hustling, but getting nowhere fast? It's like you're swimming against a powerful current, exhausting yourself just to stay in place. What if I told you the secret to achieving everything you want isn't to push harder, but to stop pushing altogether? What if the greatest power you have is the power of stillness? Think about a mighty river. Its power doesn't come from thrashing around. It comes from its steady, relentless flow. It moves with a quiet force, carving canyons and shaping landscapes over time. Now, imagine you're a small boat in that river. If you fight the current, you'll struggle and maybe even capsize. But if you learn to align with it, to surrender to its flow, it will carry you effortlessly to your destination. This is the first lesson of stillness, letting go of the struggle. We live in a culture that glorifies the grind. We're told that to be successful, we need to be constantly busy, always on, always producing. But this non-stop action often just creates noise and chaos. It's like trying to see your reflection in a stormy, agitated lake. The surface is so turbulent, you can't see anything clearly. All you see is distorted motion. You can't tell what's real, what's a reflection, and what's just a ripple. This is what our minds are like when we're constantly busy. Our thoughts are chaotic, our judgment is clouded, and we can't connect with our inner wisdom. But what happens when the wind dies down and the lake becomes perfectly still? Suddenly, the surface becomes a flawless mirror. You can see the sky, the trees, your own face, all with perfect clarity. Stillness does the same for our minds. When you quiet the external noise and internal chatter, you gain incredible clarity. You start to see solutions you missed before. You understand your true desires, separate from the expectations of others. You connect with your intuition, that quiet voice inside that always knows the right path. This is the second power of stillness, finding clarity. So how do we find this stillness? It's not about emptying your mind, which is practically impossible. It's about observation. It's sitting quietly and simply noticing your thoughts as they come and go, like clouds passing in the sky. You don't engage with them, you don't judge them, you just watch. This practice, even for just a few minutes a day, begins to calm the stormy waters of your mind. Now let's talk about energy. We often think of ourselves as machines that need to be constantly running. We wake up, we go, and then we crash, only to recharge just enough to do it all over again. But we're not machines. We're more like batteries. A battery doesn't produce energy by working. It produces energy by being charged. If you keep draining a battery without ever plugging it in, it will eventually die. And that's what so many of us are doing. We are running on empty, wondering why we feel so drained, uninspired, and burnt out. Stillness is your charging station. It's the act of plugging back into your power source. This isn't about being lazy or unproductive. It's a strategic retreat to replenish your internal reserves. Think about it, your best ideas don't usually come when you're forcing them at your desk. They pop into your head in the shower, on a quiet walk, or right before you fall asleep. Why? Because in those moments, you've stopped trying. You've let go. You've become still. And that's when your inner genius has space to speak. This is the third power of stillness, recharging your internal battery. When you're fully charged, you don't have to force things. Your energy naturally radiates outwards, attracting opportunities and inspiring others. You operate from a place of overflow, not deficit. This brings us to a deeper, more profound level of stillness. It's about aligning with a rhythm that's bigger than ourselves. Call it the universe, call it nature, call it God, or a divine intelligence. There is a natural, effortless rhythm to life. The seasons change without struggle. The planets orbit without any sense of hurry. A seed grows into a magnificent tree by following its own internal blueprint, in its own perfect time. It doesn't stress about becoming a tree. It simply is a tree in the process of becoming. When we are constantly striving and forcing our will upon the world, we are out of sync with this divine rhythm. We are trying to make summer happen in the middle of winter. It's a futile and exhausting effort. Stillness is the practice of listening. It's about attuning your ear to this universal rhythm and learning to dance with it. It's about understanding that there is a time for action and a time for rest, a time for planting and a time for harvesting. When you align with this flow, you find that you are supported by a force far greater than your own limited willpower. Obstacles seem to melt away. The right people and circumstances appear at just the right moment. This is what it feels like to be in the flow state. It's not magic, it's alignment. You're no longer a lone boat fighting the current. You are the river itself. This power of stillness allows you to do everything by, in a sense, doing nothing. The doing nothing part is about ceasing the frantic, ego-driven, and counterproductive activity. You stop fighting, you stop forcing, you stop worrying. And in that space you create true, effective, and inspired action arises naturally. It's action that comes from a place of clarity, not confusion. It's powered by a full battery, not by fumes. And it's in harmony with the natural flow of life, not in opposition to it. Imagine the impact you could have in the world if you operated from this place. Instead of adding to the noise and chaos, you would be a source of calm and clarity. Instead of draining the energy of those around you with your own stress, you would recharge them with your peaceful presence. Your work, your relationships, your entire life would transform. You would achieve your goals not through brute force, but through grace and ease. You would become a conduit for something powerful and beautiful to move through you and into the world. So, I invite you to experiment with this. You don't need to go on a silent retreat for a month. Start small. Find 5 minutes in your day to just be still. Put your phone away. Close your eyes. Breathe. Don't try to do anything. Just be. Be the still lake. Be the charging battery. Listen for the quiet rhythm of the river. See what happens when you give yourself permission to do nothing. You might just find that it's the most powerful and productive thing you can do. You might just discover that in the heart of stillness, you can find the power to do everything. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, give it a like and subscribe for more content on living a more conscious and fulfilling life. See you next time.